What's up, family? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I hope everybody's well. I hope everybody is doing well. How y'all doing out there in the land? How y'all doing out there in the land? Come on, put a number one in the chat if you can hear your brother. Can you hear your brother? Can you hear your brother? Can you hear your brother? Lot of mercy. Lot of mercy. Can you hear your brother? Put a number one in the chat. Can you hear your brother? Put a number one in the chat. Can you hear your brother? Lot of mercy. Instagram, what up? What up? YouTube, what up? What up? My private Ministry of Numerovation on Facebook. Big up. This is really dedicated to you because it's a Happy New Year, Happy New You. But I said, let me put this up on all the platforms. How y'all doing out there? How y'all doing? How my sexy black folks and melanated people doing out there in them streets? How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all looking good? Y'all looking good? Remember my link tree is linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. That's linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. I'm glad that y'all are here. How's the family? How's your family doing? If your family is doing well, put the number 6 in the chat. If your family is doing well in this new paradigm, this new frequency, put the number 6 because 6 is the number of family. Put the number 6 in the chat if your family is doing well. Now, if your family ain't doing so well, put the number 4 in the chat if your family ain't doing so well. 4 is the weird and unusual stuff that be going on in life. If your family is not doing well, or some of them are not doing well, put the number 4. Maybe we can help y'all with that. But if his family's doing well, put the number 6 in the chat. You know what I'm saying? If you can hear me, you put the number 1. If your family's doing well, that's a family number, put the number 6. If your family ain't doing too well, put the number 4. Let's keep the frequencies of those numbers, because I know sometimes people with that 4 energy, you know, things get down with that 4. I told y'all in my books already about them 4s. All righty. All right. So I see people are putting it all. That's good. That's good. Thank y'all very much. I see y'all on Instagram. What up, Instagram? What up, Facebook? What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? What? First and foremost, I want to thank each and every one of y'all that have ever purchased any of my books. I am honored to be someone that can provide some type of information to you through my writings and my downloads and my uploads and my experience. But I always implore that you have your own experiences. That's why I tell people all the time, when you do numerovation, you do it from your own mathematical perspective, because what numbers might be attracted to you might not be attracted to me. What challenges might be attracted to you might not be challenged to me. You know, and I'm always been a brother that in this business, from promotion and everything, I've always maintained a neutral stance because I really like to see people get along. I even called 2 people today to see if I can bring them together, because I see too much arguments going on online, and I can say their name. I spoke to Sonetta today, and I spoke to Brother Garfield today, and I said, you know, how y'all going to resolve this? But you know, people don't want to resolve, and I understand. Why they don't want to resolve it, but at least I tried. I call men off the line. I'm not going on YouTube to say this and say that. I'm not going to tell you their business. If you want to find out their business, you go to their channel. But I had to call 2 of my brothers because they are my brothers. I love Garfield, whom I've known for many years, and I love Sonetta, whom I've loved for many years, and I wish brothers like them would not go at it back and forth like that. That is not my heart. That is not that's why you don't see me put up any drama on my platform and do all of that. You don't see me. That's why the name of my platform is called King Simon Presents Only Quality People. Y'all know what it is. King Simon Presents Only Quality People. That is the name of my platform, and that's what I try to bring. Everybody that has come on here has been quality individuals that, you know, I've had Garfield on my channel, but I had him on my channel, I believe to promote something that he was doing on a positive. I haven't had Sonetta, and I will bring Sonetta on my channel because I believe in the positive of what Sonetta have provided to the culture. of what they call or dub the conscious community, which I call myself part of the conscientious community, because I've told y'all Google up that what that word mean, conscientious. I'm not part of the conscious community. If I am part of the conscious community, I'm a part of the conscientious conscious community, because it's different than just being conscious. I want everybody to look up that word. There's some homework for you. Look up the difference between conscientious and look up the difference between conscious. Now, I could be CC, conscientious, conscious, or conscientiously conscious. I could be both, because yes, I'm aware of my environment. That's what conscious means. Any entity or any being that's aware of its environment. Doesn't mean that you've risen to some higher level and none of that. A rat, a mouse, a spider, a fly, they're conscientious of their environment. A roach is and a roach shows you, a water bug shows you, because when they feel your energy with their antennas or their being, they'll stop. They'll stop. They try to be like a ninja. Although they're blind and they only using antennas, they try to be like a ninja, and they'll stay right there. They wait. They want to see if you become still, you can catch them, because you know how you become still. They don't feel, but they might even feel your heartbeat. That's how powerful these cockroaches or these damn water bugs can be. So they're conscious also. So I'm very, very particular about using that word conscious now, unless I add conscientiously conscious, because conscientious means that you're somebody who want to do right in your consciousness, not just being conscious when damn near everything is conscious. As long as you have a being and you have energy and you understand your particular environment. Lions are conscientious of their environment. Elephants are conscientious of their environment. Deers are conscious. That's why when deers feel like something about to come, they'll look around. They'll stop drinking. They'll stop drinking and eating, and they'll go like this. What? Something's happening. I'm feeling my ears and everything. My spidey senses are tingling. So I'm very, very, very conscious about, because the word conscientious means wishing to do what is right, especially to do one's work or duty well or thoroughly, relating to a person's conscience. So I'm a part. If I'm a part of any community, it's the conscientious community. And although the word conscious now, when you deal with consciousness or conscious, that word, and I'm looking at the dictionary meaning, it means aware of or responding to one's surrounding. That's all. The first basic meaning. Conscious means aware of and responding to one's surrounding. And then the next meaning is having knowledge of something and aware, painfully aware of. But the first adjective in the word conscious means aware of and responding to one's surrounding. A spider is aware of his surroundings. A fly, a cockroach, a deer, all of that is aware. So I'm very conscientious is what I'm taking on. And if you're with me, put that number 1, because like I said, the word conscientious means a little bit different, because it's about doing the right thing. So I'm with the conscientious stuff. I'm with conscientious, because it's a person wishing to do what is right. That is what I'm with. And if you understand what I'm saying, put that number 1 in the chat, because I can't be playing games with people no more. I'm tired. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm a grown-ass man, and I hope that you are grown-ass people out there. And y'all got to bear witness to the difference of words and what they've been using. That consciousness have messed up. And that's why a lot of people don't like the conscious community. That's why I'm not a part of that community anymore in that aspect, because I don't like the drama and the malicious disrespect that they have had. And this is a new frequency energy year that we're under with the Gregorian energy. And I got it. And know that it's going to be more arguments in an 8 going into a 9 personal year next year after 2025, because on the negative of the number 8 and 9s can be some of the most argumentative people, or 8 and 9 can be on its negative, can be the argumentative energy. So we have to be very careful in every aspect of our life as we've now entered this 44 8-year frequency. I say 44 because I'm looking at it from a holistic perspective where people might think it's just the 8 because you're adding 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4. Cool. But when I add 20 plus 24, I see the 44. Like I said on brother Billy Carson and Elizabeth Hoekstra's podcast on Monday when I was at their house. So I'm still in Florida. That's why I'm not going to show my niece's room I'm staying in while she stays in her sister's room. But she's only 6 years old, so she stays in her sister's room while I'm here. But it is so important that we, if you're going, and why I specify Happy New Year, but Happy New You. It's all about the Happy New You. Happy New Ministry of Numerovation is really what. So the people that's on my Ministry of Numerovation page, that's a private page. So people that are in my Ministry of Numerovation, if you want to find out more about being a part of the Ministry of Numerovation on Facebook, everyone can go to my link tree, and it says you go down. It's like 1 or 2 slots on the link tree, and you see for Ministry of Numerovation. If you want to request, if you have a Facebook page and you want to request to be on my Ministry of Numerovation page, that particular Facebook page, you get $10 discounts on classes and webinars and all that, or 10% off depending on what we're doing. So, and I put specific things on there and all that kind of stuff. So if you really want to be a part of that, if you're on Facebook, only if you're on Facebook. Let me say that again. That is a private Facebook page. Just go to my link tree that you see up here on the board, linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And you can scroll down 1 or 2 slots, 1 or 2 tiers, and you'll see the for Ministry of Numerovation, for the Ministry of Numerovation. That particular slot is for that slot. Okay. And thanks for everybody that's booking sessions. I'm almost finished with January. Oh my gosh, about to go into February. After I did Billy Carson's show, Lord have mercy, man. I mean, slots are filling up, but I have some more slots in January if you do want to book a session with me. And note, I will go in on your name and your birthday, and I'm going to start giving the power goals between your birthday from another perspective of numerology. Your power goals is when you add, and because I'm using the Chaldean system and the Pythagorean system, because usually the power goals are recognized only in the Chaldean system from one aspect, but I recognize that I can notice it in the Pythagorean system. And the power goals is when you add the complete expression of your name in the Pythagorean and the Chaldean system, and then with the life path of your birthday. So that's when you know the power goals number. So I'm going to start emphasizing the power goals, because the power goals represents an ultimate thing that you need to do along your life in this plan, because now I'm putting the destiny number and the life path number together. So it's like a destiny life path, or life path destiny, that you possibly can follow that road and you can be successful. But if you choose not to, that's up to you, because that's in your own head. If you choose not to, if you choose to be lazy and whatever, and not put the plurk in, the play and the work, that's what me and Dr. B started talking about. Because Dr. B kind of stimulated me to say, you know what, let me call this word plurk. I know some of y'all ladies be twerking in y'all privacy or on OnlyFans or whatever, but plurking is different. Plurking is when you're putting the play with your work so you can enjoy what you do. You understand what I'm saying? If you understand that word, please. And like I said, that's another method of finding out extra things about what your birthday and your name can do if you add all of it up. And it can work for just your active name. You could add up the active expression of your name, your first name, to the year that you're born, to your life path, and you could get another result. Your middle name will get you another result, and your last name will get you another result. But if you add it all up with that, then you get a holistic result. So, I can go from any angle when it comes to these numbers. I don't care what number you throw at me. I don't care if you throw them at me the Ethiopian year. I don't care, like I've been saying, if you throw the Asiatic year. I don't care if you throw the Dogon year to me. As long as you acknowledge that frequency of that number and you want to resonate with that number, then it can work for you, because again, thoughts are things, and it's not nothing that's false. If somebody keeps on applying and applying and applying and studying and studying and studying, just like when people want to become doctors or dentists, if they keep on studying and studying, then they become that dentist. Then they can become certified or become licensed. So you certify yourself with your connection with your numbers, because numbers came through to guide you, not to control you. That's all it's here to do. I'm not here to control people. I'm not there. That's why I always tell people numbers are objective. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Holistic Hope, what's up, girl? She says she's been seeing Dr. Shakira says she's been seeing. I sent somebody to you, so look out for Michelle Brown. She's going to be coming to you, Dr. Shakira. Something about her eyes. She just got her eyes tested today, and she hung out with us at Billy Carson's place. So look out for that. But she said she's been seeing 44, and that's good. In the last 2 months, remember, and I'm glad Dr. Shakira put that up there, 44, the energy of 44-8, because the year still adds up to a number 8, no matter how you swing it. But 44 is the next holistic way of seeing 2024. Because although 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8, and that is the last equation of it, but as an older numerologist, as going down the systems of old numerology, then you can start saying, all right, let me add 20 plus 24. And that's how Blue Pill said, because I called Blue Pill on it. Because Blue Pill was watching Lloyd, and he kept on looking, and Blue Pill's spirit always goes to the 44. And sure enough, when I called Blue and said, yo, Blue, it is a 44 year. And then 4 plus 4 equals 8, no doubt. But we want to keep it on the higher frequency, because the 44 is the year of dedicating yourself. And like I said on Billy's show on Monday, if you tune in on Billy's show on Monday, I told them, because I brought notes upon notes and upon notes, but 44 is also one of the numbers that say you got to trust in the order of the universe within you and outside of you. So if we're the microcosmic universe within this macrocosmic universe, and somebody like Neil deGrasse Tyson can say that we have all the elements in the universe in ourselves and have those main elements in ourselves, then we got to trust the microcosmic universe in connection with the macrocosmic universe in order for us to make our universe better. Put a number 1 in the chat if you understand what I'm talking about. I'm talking that sass, like Brother Panic would say. I'm talking that sass. Talk that sass. Talk that sass. Big up to Brother Panic all the time, my dear brother. I miss my brother. Talk that sass. See, so you'll hear all these numerologists keep on, and I know disrespect, they're right. Everybody's right from their perspective. Everybody's right from their perspective, because it's a perspective. And I've said it before. If I'm looking at the book this way, if y'all see the book, if I'm looking at a book this way, that's one perspective of watching this book. But if I open the book and I show the book this way, now you see Reverend Ike. Now you get a whole nother perspective of the book. Now you know what it is. You're getting the dimensions. You're getting the 3-dimensional angles of the and more dimensions. And when you start opening up the book, now you're getting more dimensions of the book. So understand, everything is a perspective, and that's what I respect from that's what I expect from every numerologist, to respect people's perspective, because everyone has one. People like my dear Shakira Moore, she's an iridologist, but another iridologist might do it another way. In reggae, we used to sing the song, every man does his thing a little way different. Yeah, that was Shinehead back in the day, born April the 10th. I think he's born April the 10th or August the 10th. I think it's April the 10th. Every man does his thing a little way different. Everyone does their thing a little way different. Lloyd does his thing a little way different than me. And that is the absolute focus and truth. Everyone does their things a little bit. You see numbers different than me. That's why when people take my classes, and if you do want to take my recent class that I taught, or even you can contact Dr. Shakira. I believe she still has the link to the class her and I taught last year. But if you want to take my recent class, all you have to do is purchase it via $55 circulation. It's a 3 to 4 hour class with Q&A in the fourth hour. You can send it via PayPal or Cash App, but make sure in the description of PayPal or Cash App, make sure you put in the email. Email is very important. Let me remove that scrolling thing on the bottom. I said, please add your email in the comment section after the payment. So if you're paying PayPal or Cash App, I'm teaching a basics of applied numerovation. Very good. I'm using the chalkboard and I'm using PowerPoint on this one too. And it's only $55. I want to make it reasonable for people. That $55 circulation. I want to make it reasonable for people because I really want people to get it and learn it. You know, Lloyd said, "Is that cheap, King Simon?" I said, "Yeah, man. Look. Man, let me tell you something. Y'all don't even understand how abundantly things are coming in multiple ways. And when you think you don't get it, then the residual comes from 3 other books and all kinds of stuff, and 4 of my books. And I got another book about to come out. I got a draft of the cover coming out from an illustrator. Big up to Teresa, Sister Teresa. She is an illustrator and a young sister. And I said, let me give her a bly. I already dropped the deposit. So my next children's book is coming out. I'm not going to talk about it yet until February 1st on my birthday. I'm not going to get into it, but my next children's book is going to be off the hook based off of my reggae song called Black and White Story. And it's going to be a very interesting historical children's book with a lot of color. And anybody that buys it, I'm always going to send them a free YouTube clip of my song that I sang back in 1988. I wrote it back in 1988, which is funny. That's good. It's 1988 and we're in an 8 personal year. So we're doing it just like that, baby. We're doing it big. Just like that. I got a new children's book coming out for not only children, but for adults. Because you know, when I write for children, I write for children and adults. Got a new children. Yeah. No problem. If you want to purchase, no problem. I will purchase Tuesday when I get paid. No problem. You'll learn. And again, Gwendolyn, thank you very much, Gwendolyn. I respect that. I respect that, Gwendolyn. Of course. Good. So, just as long as you don't just purchase my classes just to watch it and that's it. I want you to apply it. Start with yourself. Start with your family. Start with the people that's closest to you. Apply, and be willing to stretch and study. And the more you stretch and study and research for yourself and start recognizing the patterns, cycles, and sequences, then it becomes yours. And that's the beauty of understanding numbers. It becomes yours because if numbers are appearing, whether you see in master numbers or whatever, or quote unquote angel, or what I call angle numbers, because the angle that you take is what the angel is there to guide. If you're going to call it angel numbers, remember it's also deciding the angles, the number that you see. So when you start seeing 444 and all that, although we've dubbed it angel numbers from the late 80s into the 90s, but in actuality, the word angel and angle, same word. I've taught about that many times. Same word, and I teach it in my class too. Angle and angel is the same word. So remember, if an angle has, let's say, a right angle and it's pointing this way and it's pointing that way, that the line is pointing that way, then the right angle is giving you the angles which side you're going to take. It's just like going on a road. It's going on the road, and then you decide, there's not a sign that's leading you or telling you where you need to go. So you got to make the decision which road you're going to take, which angle you're going to take. And the angle leads you to be guided by the angel. That's where the angle leads you to be guided by the angel, because now the angel number is something that's connected to you intuitively, but the angle of it and how you use it is a mathematical thing, because now you're moving on it. You're moving on the angle where you need to go. And that's how I like to show and teach and let people be aware of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's how it works. So when you start constantly seeing certain numbers and all that kind of stuff, more than likely it's alerting you, especially if you see it more than 3 times. 3 times is a charm, or if you start seeing 4 times, it's a four-leaf clover. Now it's probably something that's a really, if it really starts getting on your nerve, that's when you should Google it or research it and then see how it applies for yourself, how it applies to your life at that particular time. Oh man, bro, y'all, brothers and sisters, y'all don't understand how beautiful it is. It is a beautiful thing to keep on studying. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, and share this live, because again, I want people to come on out. Make sure y'all go to my link tree. Make sure y'all go to my link tree and hang out and join my my Ministry of Numerovation on Facebook. If you got a Facebook page, if you don't have a Facebook, it's cool. But if you have a Facebook page, join my Ministry of Numerovation on Facebook. And if you're a part of my my ministry, if you are on my ministry and you go to this class through my ministry for the rest of this month, will not be $55. If you're going through my ministry, it will be $44. So I'm gonna take off. So I'll take it off, $44. Boom. It'll be $44 instead of $55 if you go through my ministry. And the only way that you can go through my ministry, get to my ministry, you have to go through my link tree. And that's my link tree right there on the board. Linktree/King Simon. Because remember, through my ministry, the Ministry of Numerovation, that's where I give the discounts. When I choose to give the discount for special things. And, you know, for this month only till my birthday, February 1st, boom. If anybody through my ministry, if you're not on Facebook, I understand you pay the $55. That's $10 extra. But if you on my ministry, then I take off and you will pay $44 instead of $55 if you're in my ministry. But the only way you're gonna get to my ministry, Linktree/King Simon, the Numerovator is right there. Take a snapshot of it right now. Take a snapshot of it, people. Don't play with it. Don't play with the knowledge, baby. Because I do my thing a little bit different than everybody else. Lloyd does it his way. Jackie does it her way. Aquarius Maximus tore down Rich's show yesterday. She do it her way. That's how it is. That is how it works. Everything has a meaning, Cheryl. Every one of them have a meaning. Now you can Google them. Google what you see. You know, I'm a stickler for people needing to study it for themselves and see if it applies to you. But remember, when you do a session with me, I'm going to show you the levels that it applies to you, because when you start seeing 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2, 4, 4, 4, there's different interpretive levels of it also. Not just, oh, that angel number means you're going to be blessed with 3 different husbands and 3 different wives and all, you know, and it's not wrong from their perspective, but what does a 3 different husband and what does 3 different wives mean? It could be 3 different lessons that may come into your life on 3 different levels. 3, 3, 3, or 2, 2, 2, or 4, 4, different levels. And I teach that in the class. I teach about that in this class right here. I talk about that. It's my 8-hour class that's off the hook. My 8-hour class costs $444, and I'm keeping it at that price, period. But I'm just letting you know there's levels to everything. Just like when I used to go to computer school, when we open up the computer, we think it's just the motherboard in there. There's a bunch of things going on in a computer. There's a whole bunch of things going on in the computer. In the phone, there's a whole bunch of things going on in the phone. Not just the motherboard of the phone. That motherboard is the mother of what makes it all happen, but there's a whole lot of wiring and everything else. Just like your body, your human body has the same thing. One organ. It's only not one organ in this body. It's multiple organs to help the body. And once we recognize and understand that, then we move according to it. But just remember, in a 44 year, and why I keep on saying 44, everybody says 8. So this is what all of us are looking at more. I'm going to show you on the page here. This is what we're looking at. And big up to Lloyd and everybody else that's staying on this. Lloyd called me the other day on it, and I said, okay, Lloyd. But I am so mathematically sure about what I do. And Lloyd said he's going to bring all of us up and see how. I said, yeah, bring them up, bring us all up, because again, it's about perspective. This is what most of us are looking at. This is what most of us are looking at when we're looking at the 2024. This is what we're looking at. Everything equates to the number 8. That's cool. This is what your brother King Simon is looking at. 20 plus 24 equals 44. This is what your brother King Simon is looking at. Now, from a holistic perspective, I'm looking at 202. I'm looking at 420. I'm looking at the 20. I'm looking at the 24. Because what happens is it gives me a bigger and broader aspect and perspective to look at every number. It all still adds up to the number 8. That is the finalized equation of it. But why not get more than just that one picture when you can get the whole building block? 20 is a significant number by itself. 24 is a significant number if I see 202 if I look at it backwards, 420 is a significant number. 4202 is a significant number. It's still going to equate to the number 8, but then when I start looking at it from a holistic, basic perspective, then I get another piece of the pie, and then another piece of the pie, and then another piece of the pie, and then I get another piece of the pie. I keep on getting pieces. I hope everybody understand what I'm saying. Put the number 1 in the chat if you understand and understand what I'm saying. Put the number 1 in the chat if you understand and understand what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? And put the number 1 in the chat if you understand and understand what I'm saying. Because in other words, if numbers have no limitation, then the multitude of combinations of numbers have no limitations either. Because that's what phone numbers are all about. Because if I come up to a girl and she gave me her area code and the first 3 digits and left off the 4 other numbers, then I will be going through my brain trying to do all different types of codes to find those last 4 digits. Because it's a multiplicity of different codes I can get out of it until I get to her number, or that you get to that guy's number. So yeah, man, we gotta know how to understand this stuff and how to apply it on multiple levels. If it gets too deep, keep it simple. Keep it simple. If this is what you're into, if this is your simple way of doing it, and this is what you got, if this is what you got, let me put that on the board again. If this is what you got, then stay with that method. 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4, boom, equals 8. Stay with that method. Keep it simple. But when it gets to intricacy, when it gets to detail, because we're in an 8-year frequency, which is a 44 to me, because of the intricacies of the 8 and the 4, I had to look at it from a very intricate level, because 44, or the number 4, deals with details. 4 deals with details, and so does the number 8. Both of them are numbers of discipline. So in a 44-8 year, it's telling you to be disciplined with your thoughts. Be careful of what they're trying to throw at you through movies and music and different methods and media. Be very careful. The 3 M's. And a lot of people don't know, in the Pythagorean system and the Chaldean system. Let me show y'all something before I get off of here. In the Pythagorean system and the Chaldean system. Okay, this was a class that myself and my dear Dr. Shakira did. I still got the slide for that. She know me. I keep it popping. Keep it popping. Hold on. Let me show y'all. I keep it popping. That's a class. So if you want to buy that class is $99 because it's iridology and numerology. All right. If you want to buy that, I still have that link to that class too. That's iridology and numerology. But let me show y'all something. So look at the Chaldean system, and go directly to look at the Chaldean system, and look for the letter M. Everybody look for the letter M. In both systems, what number does it fall under? I'll wait. In both systems, what number does the letter M fall under? I'm teaching here. This is a class. What letter does the letter M, what number does the letter M falls under? What number does the letter M falls under in the Chaldean and the Pythagorean system? It is consistent. And I said this on a live. 4, exactly. So every word that I mentioned, movies with an M, anything that begins with an M, that capstone being the number M, media, M, and music, M. They're all connected to the mental health number. In my book, Numerovation for mental stability, my book, that number, the Chaldean and the Pythagorean system, the letter M falls under the number 4. Maurice King, Maurice King, of course, you must be joking, of course. And I'll respect your joke before I delete you off my channel if you're just being condescending. But M, the letter M, is connecting to the number 4. DMT. Now notice people try to reach that DMT state when they're taking ayahuasca and all that, and it's all mental. It's going to the mind. So DMT itself is all connected to that 4 energy. In the Pythagorean system, DMV is also connected to that 4 energy, DMV. So people that lead with those letters in their name, whether it's DMT or DMV, people that have those lead letters like Victor or Marie or Donald or Tyrone, Marie or Darren, they always got to pay attention to their mental health and maintaining mental balance. And if your name adds up to a number 4, if your first name or your middle name or your last name adds up to a number 4, or you got to pay attention to your mental health a little bit more than others. I would always tell people. So they gotta, no problem. No problem, Morris. I thought you was trying to be a little crazy with me. I said, oh Lord, see, again, you see how he did 8 here? And now he's saying, I misunderstood. His names, that person's name start with a number M, a letter M, which is a 4. 4 and 8 usually gets misunderstood. I can't make this stuff up. When you begin, you got to be very careful of communication when you're dealing with the number 8 and the number 4. And this person's name, M, with the Maurice, starts with a letter M, which is a 4. And those are the 2 letters. Those are the 2 numbers, the 4 and the 8, that suffers from miscommunication sometimes, misunderstanding. That's why I always tell people like them with the letter M, D, MV, or DMT, depending on what system you use, be very clear in your communication. Even if you have to repeat yourself, be very clear. Even if you have to look at something and be very careful on how you make sure you see what you see before you say what you see, because you might not see what you say and you might not say what you see. It can get crazy. It gets crazy. It gets crazy. But I've noticed that in the patterns and cycles and sequences of numbers and letters all the times I've been studying, since I was young. You know what I'm saying? Greetings, everybody. Thank you very much, Piscean, for coming in. Thanks, everybody, for coming in. But I just wanted to show y'all that off of the 2 systems, of numerology, just to show y'all something real. I'm not stressing. I'm not trying to get on you, Maurice. Just relax. Don't worry. I'm not trying to get on you. I'm just trying to show, and because of that name you made, it was a good example. And you just said what you had to say. Although you said, I was just trying to show, I'm always about teaching. And once you learn and be willing to study and take it for yourself. If you notice, if you go to Lloyd's platform and then you come to my platform, you notice that I teach a little different than Lloyd, because I deal with motivating you with life experiences as a numerovator. Well, Lloyd will give you the reading and break down and what each number means and what it means. And it's motivating, but I call my system Numerovation because I want to motivate you with experiences of life and make sure that you understand that your life is also a part of this numerovation, and you can be motivated with your own numbers and help to motivate others, your children, your family, and even if they don't understand it yet. I remember, again, using my family as a motivate. You know what? Let me remove this background. This background, I want to be able to show books when I want to be. But this background, this is my niece's room, so I'm going to remove the background real quick. I don't mind. You know, the one is cool. I love the one. That's my thing. Let me remove the background. This is her room. You know, we keep it clean. I keep it clean. I wash everything in here and all that kind of. But this is her room, Kalani. Big up to Kalani. She's a number 3. And you know, reading the Matrix, yeah, exactly, reading the Matrix, yeah, being able to tap in. But I was saying something. Whew, you know, I got thrown off now. See, you know, my mind be running. You know, but the last point I was trying to make. Oh gosh, I threw myself up. But I wanted to show certain books, of course. I showed this book on Billy Carson's show. I showed this book. Thank you, Maurice, for showing you. And no problem, Maurice. You know, I just want to make sure that you understand that. And I want to say that you are not the number. You are not the zodiac sign. Because when you're off this planet, you think you're going to still be a zodiac sign and still a number? Really? When you're off this, when your energy is off, it's only because this physical body came through a womb at a particular place, a particular time, particular day is why you acknowledge the zodiac or acknowledge the numbers in any way. Although the universe is, it's all right. Look, I'm not here for the likes, man, but thank you very much, Floss. Thank you very much. Yeah, signs and numbers are just frequencies that we are using. Signs and numbers are just frequencies, my dear. You're right. Numbers and signs are frequencies. Yes, they are. They are frequencies that we're using while we're in this physical land, this physical being right now to guide us, to understand us. But there's going to be a point where you got to understand that you are not the number. You are not the zodiac sign. You are beyond that because the essence of you is infinite. The essence of who you are, the energy within you that moves this body, make it animated, make you do dance, make you do martial arts, make you be able to play piano. It's an infinite energy within you. So it's a frequency and a vibration that's working through you. And because you was born at a particular, when the alignment of the sun, moon, and all these different planets at a particular time, date, and place, that's where the zodiac comes in, and it's older than what the Europeans taught. Much older than what the Europeans taught. But it's still our science that we need to know that we are microcosmic universes, like most of the scientists will tell you. I heard Neil deGrasse Tyson say it out of his own mouth. We are microcosmic universes, and we have the same elements as the macrocosmic universe. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to know that. But do we really know? In the age of Aquarius, we can't, in this tipping age of Aquarius, we can't believe it no more. We got to know it because that is the motto of Aquarius, to know. And because like Sister Myra Mars says that Aquarius and Leo are now one, and all the opposite signs that you are now complementing your side. So me as Aquarius have a little Leo, the other half of me is Leo. So in order for me to rule, if the Leo's motto is to rule, and Aquarius' motto is to know, in order for me to be a ruler of who I am, I have to know myself. And this is the age that we're in. I got to be a ruler of who I am in my space and my energy. And because we're in the age of Aquarius, which is also connected to Leo, I have to know through knowledge, wisdom, understanding, through spirituality, physical concepts, but I also have to be willing to rule who I am and make sure people outside of me understand that I am the ruler of my own destiny. Somebody said bars. Holly Hotep, Holly Hemet said bars. Do you constantly receive downloads? All the time. I'm receiving a download right now, knowing 1134. I'm receiving a download right now. These are downloads. These are uploads. I know Erica Badu says uploads. And some people say downloads. I say both of them, uploads and downloads, because it's coming out of my energy. You know what I'm saying? Again, Lance, please look at the numbers. Look at where L lies in these systems, and then go research it for yourself, because I want people to research it, then come to me. If you're not completely sure, because there are multiple levels, look where L lies in this numbers chart. L lies under the number 3. It's consistent. C and L is consistent in the Chaldean and the Pythagorean, so it means something. And in actuality, if you count the A, B, C, D, 9, 10, 11, 12, L is that number 12, which is actually the letter that it is. That's the actual number of the letter, but it adds up to 3. Now you know the difference. Now you got to look up the number 1, you got to look up the number 2, and you got to look up the 3, and then go to tarot to look up the number 12. Now you're getting a full picture. That's why I study them all, because it helps me to get the full picture. Helps me to get the full picture. Man, so it's very important that you learn to pick up on things. How do we know if we're in a personal year? It's kind of, right now, let me tell you something. And that's a good question, because me and Lloyd was talking about that yesterday. Big up to Lloyd. I carry his books and my books everywhere. I carry his book and my book everywhere. All my books are with me, Lloyd's book, and then certain other books are with me also, that I study just in case, because I know it's important. Of course, I showed y'all this book before. I always study this man, because no matter what Christian perspective he came from, he was a metaphysics teacher. Reverend Ike, born June the 10th. Or June the 1st. It was either June the 1st or June the 10th, but I know he's born under that energy. I usually write their birthdays in the book. Did I write his birthday in the book? No, I didn't write it. I think it's June 10th or June 1st. But I know he's June, but I know it's under that one energy. So it's important that if you with the personal year, now, if you're born January 1st, the personal year comes right into automatically. As soon as the new year comes on January 31st, January 1st, you automatically are in your 2024 energy, adding on to January and the 1st. But if you're born February, going into March, April, May, June, or later on, and you haven't reached it, you're still resonating from the energy of that year, the last year, and now feeling the effects of the next personal cycle. But you have to pay attention to the 2 cycles until your birthday falls officially. And even if you, and me and Lloyd spoke about it yesterday, if you're born on the 31st of December, know that that resonant energy of 2023 is still with you, even though 2024 is coming into. So that's a tricky slope in that, but I think it's a good thing that that people born in those last months, like December, can have 2 energies riding with them throughout all the year. 2 energies. It's just that which one are you going to vibrate with? Because again, you're under the control. You're the one that control it. You don't have to if you're in between a 3 and a 4 year, then I would tell a person, yo, if 4 is your challenge number and it mentally challenge you, then stay on the 3 energy if you're riding the 2 waves. If you're riding the 2 waves of the energy all year, all the way to December 31st, then I say stay on the 3, because 3 is the one that's going to keep you happy and jovial. Where if you stay on the 4 or use the 4 and say, look, I'm going to build my business, that's another level. Stay happy, jovial, be willing to expand. And then the 4 is saying, hey, build my business while I'm doing all of this. Because a multitude of numbers is in your name and your birthday anyway. The multitude of numbers is in your name and your birthday anyway. You got a whole bunch of numbers. You got a month that you're born, a year that you're born, and a day, and it adds up to a life path, and you go through all your years. Each letter represents something. And I know Jackie Levine's new book is coming out with that, but there's other books out there that already talks about different letters representing how many years, like the number T, if you're looking at, from a Pythagorean system, they use this from the Pythagorean system. If you go to the Pythagorean system and you look at the letter T in the Pythagorean system is connected to the number 2, right? So if you're born with a letter T in your name, then that T energy resides with you from when you're born for 2 years. So a person born with that T energy can be crybabies. They can be, they like to whine because 2 can be a very passionate and loving person, and they need to be picked up, or they need to be shown a certain amount of love for a certain amount. They got to be appreciated. So B, K, and T in the Pythagorean system has to be appreciated, especially from a young age, if you understand what I'm saying. So that energy of the BKT, from the time you was born for 2 years, that B, K, and T, if you're born with that first letter in your name, that's an energy that resides with you for those 2 years, alongside your life path, alongside the month that you're born, alongside. So you're trying to use all of your organs, mathematical organs, to get the best benefit for who you are. That's all it's trying to tell you. Because even your body got all these cells and everything in it. Got a whole lot of stuff going on in your body right now. In order for you to assimilate and disseminate and eliminate, just to get food through your body, there's a whole process going on, all the way to the gases in your stomach. Everything is working. So it's beautiful. It's a beautiful science. And I like that Robert Edward Grant said that to me at Billy Carson's house a couple of years ago. He said, it's a beautiful science. I could, yeah. Somebody said, okay, I could see that in my last name too. My mama always babies us. Yeah, that's a possibility. But you can look at, oh, okay, wow, my first name is K, definitely emotional. Yeah, that K, but it's something that you can redirect and control, because again, like I wrote in the back of my books, and all of my books, I've ended my books with a quote from a scholar from back in the day. His name was Paracelsus. And I wrote in the back of all my books, especially this one and Numerovation for Mental Stability, I wrote, this was the closing quote that I put in my book. It says, men and women are superior to now, they didn't say women at all, because, there was a chauvinistic amongst these Greeks and these old time scholars, always women was always in the background. Not in ancient culture, because remember, the melanated man and woman stood next to each other. That's how they built the monuments and all that. They understood the duality. But, European culture is a little different. Women got to walk 12 paces behind and all that. But we didn't do that. That wasn't our teaching. We learned that over the years, but we didn't do that. But in the back of my book, in the back of this book, Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, and in the back of Numerovation for Mental Stability, I always end with this quote, because this is a serious quote that I studied and researched after reading a book called From Magic to Science, The History of Paracelsus. He was one of those people that actually realized the change from magic, because we used to call it the magic, MAGIK. That was the magic, the alchemy. That was the science that we practiced. And then we named the science after the language and all that. They changed everything over. So the Magi's. So the quote, if you got my book, you can get my book on Amazon, or you can get my book on, this book is a very good book, because also on the back of this book, towards the end of this book, I got the relationships that you can pay attention to, each number and their connective relationship with each other. And it's called, that part of that book is called the Numbers Are Simple Relationship Chronicles. So I give that, the positive and the negative of the relationships, comparing your personal numbers or your life path or whatever, in the back of this book. So this is a very important quote, and I want y'all to get it. And if you want to listen back to this program, you get the program, what I'm saying, because I added woman to it and I added she to it, because I like to keep the balance. So in parentheses, so it says, men and women are superior to the stars if he or she lives in the power of superior wisdom. Such a person, being master over heaven and earth by means of his or her will, is magus or magi. And magic is not sorcery, but supreme wisdom. Now, who in our history spoke about supreme wisdom? Who in our history of Black history spoke about supreme wisdom? Let me give y'all another test. Who spoke about supreme wisdom in our history? Come on now. Come on now. Ah, very good. Islam, especially in the nation of Islam, the most honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about history, the supreme wisdom. Don't forget that. Now, before Clarence 3, remember Clarence 13X learned that from the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. Let's get that clear. The father, Clarence Muhammad, well, Clarence X was the father. Elijah Muhammad was the godfather, the grandfather, and Master Farad Muhammad was the great grandfather of that whole supreme wisdom stuff. Let's get it clear. Let's put it in the right chronological. But you're right, Clarence 13X taught it on the street when he left the Nation of Islam. But the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has the supreme wisdom, and of course, he was taught by Master Farad Muhammad. Let's keep that chronology. I like to be real. I like to be real, and Master Farad Muhammad got it from his travel and studies and came into to bring that knowledge to us. And in that class, if you pay for this class, you're going to see, I'm going to break down, I'm going to talk about the lessons of the most honorable. One of the particular, and somebody just asked a question. So if you pay for this class here, I talk about it, and I'm going to share screen real quick before I get off because we're going on the hour and I don't want to be here. And I got a meet up with a Notary Republic friend of mine that lives out here. We're going to go hang out at this crystal shop out here in Georgia. But in my last workshop, I taught about the most honorable Elijah Muhammad's, and that's the one that I'm selling for $55 circulation. The education of the Magi, very important. In my last workshop, I taught about it from the Beginner's Guide of Divination. And John Henry Clark talking about numbers from the introduction of Africa Counts. John Henry talked about the mysticism or the mystics of numbers and all that kind of stuff, and the oral traditions of numbers and how they used it, highly complex to mystical attributes. I talk about the history. Hold on, I want to find the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's quote that I put in here also. If y'all don't mind, real quick, I'm going to close out after this. But this was the workshop that I did, and I was breaking down some stuff now. Where is it? Did I put it in this one? I should have put it in this one. I know I put it in this. Hold on a second. I thought I put it in this one. Maybe this wasn't the one I put it in, because I know I mentioned the most honorable Elijah Muhammad in one of these. I want to make sure. And I was just talking to High Heels about it. Sister High Heels, she called me today, and how she wants to be one of my top students in Numerovation. So I said, sure. If you're willing to study and stop playing, that's all I am. I'm with the study. Did I put it in here? No, I didn't put it. I thought I put it in this lesson. Oh, okay. I didn't put it in this lesson. Where did I put it at? Anywho, somebody asks online, somebody asks how we use this system for wealth. Very good, Lance. First of all, numerology reveals the theme that you're in every year, every month, every day. And I had to explain this to somebody, because at the end of the day, it's your work ethics that's going to help you to build wealth, and your discipline. Because just that word wealth alone, when you break down the mathematics, you'll see something that tells you got to use your discipline. However, in the teachings of mathematics, because all of us like to say numbers don't lie. And numbers is also part of the wealth building, because you have to strategically and mathematically align yourself with building wealth. And like I said on Billy Carson's program the other day, I said he can be a billionaire this year, next year, because he's in that 4-year cycle. He's going into a 4-year and 5-year cycle because he's crossing the road right now. And he could be a billionaire, but billionaire don't mean it always have to be just cash. He could be a billionaire. He can have a $500 million, a quarter billion, a quarter million in, let's say, a quarter million, like a $500 million in crypto. He could have it in Bitcoins. He could have it in real estate, and he'll be a billionaire. Not always, but it can be translated into liquid cash. But the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us about mathematics being Islam, and Islam is mathematics. And I want to find that quote real quick. I remember sending it to somebody, so I want to find that quote real quick to my dear. I sent it to High Heels a couple weeks ago, I believe. But I want to read it, and I want to make sure I'm precise in what I'm saying when it comes to dropping that type of information, because the messenger taught about this years ago. Here it is. I know I sent it to her a couple months ago. It says, after learning mathematics, which is Islam, and Islam is mathematics. Remember, Islam is just a way of life for Muslims to live. I, self, law, and master, or, whatever, however you want to do it. You could be under the Moorish paradigm. You could be under the 5%. You could be on the Nation of Islam. But the messenger's teachings was, after learning mathematics, which is Islam, and Islam is mathematics, it stands true. You can always prove it at no limit of time. Then you must learn to use it and secure some benefits while you are living. That is luxury, money, good homes, friendship in all walks of life. This is Elijah Muhammad's teachings. This is Elijah Muhammad's teachings from back in the 1930s. So in order for you to secure wealth, you can't just be a person that's going to secure wealth and then squander your wealth. Because if you squander your wealth, you'll be just like the Vanderbilts. Go study the story of the Vanderbilts. Why the Vanderbilts' wealth was squandered? Because the children that took on the wealth of their parents did not understand financial literacy and the importance of leaving a legacy that can turn into a dynasty, that can live into infinity. Rockefellers understood that. That's why we still hear about the Rockefellers to this day. The Rothschilds understood that. That's why we still hear about the Rothschilds to this day. The people from Kemet understood that. That's why they built those edifices, so we can hear about them to this day. You got to understand. Somebody said, this is the study right now. I'm just letting you know. So it does help us knowing your mathematics, knowing your numerology, knowing the numbers, and when to make certain moves, and when to buy into stocks and when to invest in real estate. There's cycles. They tell you that. Warren Buffett speak about it. Study him. Study Robert Kiyosaki. Study people that are doing it at levels. See, in our community, which they call the quote unquote conscious, and like I said, I'm part of the conscientious. I'm not just part of no goddamn conscious community. I'm part of the conscientious community, because I'm aware of my surroundings. That's what conscious means. But I want to be right and good at what I do and be a good person at what I do for providing this type of information. But I do require circulation. Please circulate. Don't be afraid to give, circulate Cash App to me and all that kind of stuff. Don't be afraid, because the more you circulate, like my dear, like this man says, he was the one that coined it. Don't spend money, circulate money, because if you circulate, it comes back to you. If you circulate, it comes back to you, just like the book. Circulate, it comes back to you. It's like a susu. Those Caribbean people that understand susu, or people that used to do susu, you put that money in and it comes around and jump and hit everybody's hand different months or different times. Circulate money. You're not spending money, you're circulating money, so it can come back to you. What you do with it when it comes back to you is up to you. What you do with it is up to you. What you do with that money when it comes back to you, like a susu. Yo, it's a real. Look, I'm not new to this family. I'm true to this. So once you circulate Cash App or PayPal to me, because I just circulated knowledge to you from the goodness of my heart, boom. But when you pay for a session with me, it's different, because I'm focusing on you. I'm focusing on the individual. So some people be calling me and said, I want to do my adult child and all that. I said, look here, man. If your adult child is going down a wave of madness, focus on you and keep on showing the clean glass of what you're doing and that is working for you, and let them see it. Let them see, because a child, I don't care if they're doing dirt on the street. I don't care if they're doing, if you give a man or a woman that's doing criminal activities, you give them a clean glass of water and pour some dirt in another clean glass of water, they will take the clean glass every time. Elijah Muhammad said that years ago. I don't care if you're doing craziness. I don't care if they're doing the craziness. They're not going to drink the dirty glass of water. So you got to keep on presenting your clean glass. I got 2 children that don't want to talk to me right now, but I'm just going to keep on presenting my clean glass, because I'm not the same person I was. That person, like Dr. B told me, he says, put that person that says he used to be like that. And if you don't want to deal with the me now and you still caught up on the he, that is your business. Because my children are grown now. I don't have to, I'm not begging to be my friend and talk to them. We got a group chat. I'll text, I'll say good morning. I'll send all the motivational stuff. But if you want to still be caught up on club life, King Simon, that was womanizing and having a lot of beautiful women and having parties and all that, boom, you stay right there if that's what your mind is. Because I know I was a terrible daddy back in those days, because I was chasing entertainment and radio and celebrity and all the bull crap. I know what I was doing. I don't want you to do what I do, children. But learn from me now so it can be an assistant to you later. That's all I ask my children to do right now. Learn from me now so it can be an assistant to us. All in all my books, their name is all through the book. Their name begins all of my books. So if 1 or 2 of them are going to take it and do what they got to, or my grandchildren are going to take it. And that's what I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Because the first thing you have to do, what did Dr. B teach us before? Dr. B said this on my channel one time. He said, I forgive myself. That's the first thing he said. I forgive myself. And then he said, my family and others for imperfection. Yes, I was going through an imperfected life at that time, running and chasing and womanizing, doing all that kind of stuff. I got 9 children out of this. I got married 3 times, but 2 of the 2 women had children from me. And then I had baby mothers outside of it. But I say, and I am thankful for my life. That's why I always show this when I'm closing or opening the shows or something like that, because I am still thankful for my life, because my testimony is not over yet. My testimony is not over yet. I'm still here. I'm still breathing. I'm still dealing with this mathematics, still dealing with astrology. I'm still dealing with, motivation. I'm still studying and applying. The best of me is still becoming. It's still becoming. The best of me is still becoming. I just wish my children would understand it. But I understand that. And that's what I had to come to grips with. Familiarity breeds contempt. And sometimes if you become the light in your family, sometimes your light is too bright for them to look at it. So, when you go in the sun early in the morning, you like this. Sometimes your light is as bright as the sun and they can't see who you are, because my light is getting brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter. And sometimes your own children and your parents will be a test to you. My parents have been a test to me over the time, and I had to forgive that. My sisters and brothers and sisters and all been a test to me from their own perspective. My children have been a test, and I'm a test to them. Now, whether they want to leap and get over what they're feeling and all their emotions, because this society, this group of children are more emotional now than ever. If they want to when they're ready to get over it, if I'm still here, beautiful. But I know that I forgive myself. I forgive them as my family, and I forgive others for their imperfection. And you cannot grow wealth without finding forgiveness within yourself. Because if you galvanize the wealth and you don't forgive yourself and others and people around you, you don't have to forget nothing. You don't have to go kumbaya and kiss nobody's ass. But if you don't have a wealthy love for yourself and a wealthy, healthy love and forgiveness for yourself, how can you be of any use to anybody else? That is what the truth that I'm living in at this particular time in my life. That is it. That is what I'm living. I love what y'all saying. Love what y'all saying. Circulate it again, baby. Thank y'all for sharing the frequency. Forgiveness is power. Forgiveness is the highest form of healing. Forgiveness is the highest form of healing. I'm glad, Kafunya, you're writing your manuscript. Good job. Good job. Forgiveness is the highest form of healing. Which book of yours would you recommend to read first? Evolve Yourself Coaching. Which book? Evolve Yourself Coaching. When is your birthday? Put it in the chat. Evolve Yourself Coaching. Then I'll tell you which book is what. All of them are good, but I want to see where your number frequency is talking about. And you could only buy it through Amazon. You're not buying it through me. You're going to buy it through Amazon. Go to the link tree. It's on there. And then they'll send it to you. It's mail orders only. You won't see me sign. You'd have to catch me somewhere and I'll sign it for you. No problem. But okay, September 1st. Definitely. You're born the same day as the great Claude Anderson, Dr. Claude Anderson, the author of Powernomics. So yeah, I would suggest you buy, what's your life path? Let me see your life path really when you add that 9 plus 1 plus 19, 82. Okay. Yeah, so your life path is a number 3 also. Numerovation for Mental Stability is a good book for you. And Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated. Numbers Are Simple, People Are Complicated, and Numerovation for Mental Stability. Those 2 books I would recommend to you. Those 2 books. I got 4 books, but I'm telling you which 2 books that I would recommend to you. The first numerology book that I ever wrote and the 4th numerology book that I ever wrote. I would recommend those 2 books. And, of course, everybody knows I recommend Lloyd Strayhorn's book. That's my Baba. Because he's a researcher. That's my Baba. That's my teacher. That's one of my teachers. And he always, King Simon, you think the author of the book. I think the author of the book you suggested that I read, Angel Numbers 101, tried to take it back due to her. Yeah, thank you, Amber, for sharing that. Yeah, she did. She is, she's a newly back to convert, a returning Christian. She is, and I respect what you call it. I respect Anne-Marie, not Anne-Marie. It's Doreen Virtue. I respect that. But if you read her book, she talks about God in that book. She does relate the numbers to God in certain aspects and manifesting, like something's wrong with that. But yet you're going back to Christianity and there's a book of numbers in your Bible. You're going back to Christianity and there's a book of numbers in your Bible. Whatever she downloaded was good for that time. I do not fault her. I will not throw away her book because the information at that point in time is what got her on the Daily Show, the morning shows, and all the, a white woman doing her thing. But at the end of the day, big up to all the Europeans that do it. But at the end of the day, like Brother Panic used to say, really, this science is our ancient science. It's not. That's why I don't call it New Age. In the back of my book, Numerovation for in the back of this book, Dr. Africa then put it as New Age. When I published my own book, I put Ancient Age. I don't call it New Age knowledge. I don't call it New Age knowledge. I call it Ancient Age. It's just been flipped because the New Age has come. Every age that come about every 2100 years, that's when they call it a new age, because a lot of us are not going to live for the whole 21 age, so they'll call it the new age. So in the age of Aquarius, it's considered a new age, but they're acting like this procession didn't come around before because we already had the 26,000 year procession multiple times. So it's an ancient age. Ancient age, not a new age. An ancient age, not a new age to me, from my perspective. That's why in all of my numerology books, I will put ancient age, numerovation, self-help, ancient age. Not like with Dr. Africa, because I know Dr. Africa and her, they looked it up and they said what category would be put in: numerology, psychology, and new age. Not to me. It's an ancient age. It's ancient. Believe that. I know it for a fact because we've been studying patterns and cycles and sequences for many thousands and thousands of years, just by looking at weather patterns. That's what meteorologists are all about, looking at weather patterns. They're predicting weather patterns. So, so we got to be very careful of this, what we're doing. It's beautiful. Brilliant. Agreed. Thank you. Somebody just asked me a question. Grande. Okay. Family Life Path 33-6, your recommendation. Forgiveness, Miss Miller. Anytime that 33-6 shows up, it's connecting you to a childlike attitude. And it's important that, children forgive real quick, but they don't forget along their growing age, unless you really abuse them and really doing terrible things to them. That's when they get really malicious and might want to kill your ass or take somebody out, like the Menendez brothers back in the day. They took their parents out because of what they did to them. But children naturally love, and when you see that 33 energy in any aspect of anybody's chart, it's telling you to love your youthfulness, to love your creativity in your youthfulness. And when I see 33 pops up on people's charts, whether it's in their name with the double L and the, whatever, like, remember again, like I shared with you before, when you go to these charts, when I look for double 33 or 22 or 44 or 55 or 88, even in your namesake, when it pops up, it might have something to do with an intensity of that name. Because remember, when you have double M's in your name, when you have double C's in your name, or double L's like Billy, or double U's in your name, or you have double G's or double L's or double S in your name, that to me is a master number right there. When you see the double S's in the name, like you might have Morrison, that might have a double S, or they have double R's in the name. So when I look at the Pythagorean and the Chaldean system, if you have a double R in your last name or your middle name or your first name, that double R is showing me 99 in the Pythagorean system, but in the Chaldean system, I got 22, the master number. So I'm looking at all of that from a holistic perspective. And a lot of numerologists won't look at it, but they understand that there's an intensity that's added to the name that you're given if it has the double R's, double A's, double whatever, double numbers, double letters in it. There's an intensity, but there is a mastery that you can attain using that particular name. I see it from that perspective. That's my perspective. Again, but I've seen it work in history too. Tyler Perry with the double R's. Tyler Perry with the double R's. That name Perry has the 99 and the 22, and he loves to help people with what he does. Is he very intense in what he does? Of course he's very intense. That's why he's a control freak. He controls everything, but he's also a control freak because he's a Virgo. He overanalyzes, and he's a number 13. They pay attention to detail. So that's added to all of that, even added to his 99 and the 22 in his name, his last name. So I see it all. I watched this documentary. I seen it. I was there. Wow, look at, he's really living his numbers. That's what I said. I said, damn, he's living his numbers for real. Oprah is living her master number. She born on the 29th. She living her number. But think about this. Oprah's born January 29th, and that equals 30. And people connected to that number 3 gets into a lot of controversy. Oprah, over the years, since she became a multi-million billionaire, has been getting into in and out controversy. That's her alignment number, to be aligned with controversy. It's making her money. It's making her more money because no promotion is bad promotion to Oprah. Y'all keep on talking about me. I'm going to still make my billion. What? Big up to Oprah. Her birthday coming up at the end of the month. Alongside Ma'a and alongside Supernova. Big up to Supernova. Condolences to Queen of Fools family. She lost her mother. Her mother transitioned after 100th birthday. She transitioned right after 100. So enough respect to Queen of Fools' mother, who I got a chance to meet numerous times and got to salute her and bow down to her numerous times. So big up to Queen of Four, and big up to the family of Queen of Four, Supernova. Ali, today is Ali's birthday, Ali the Great's birthday. I did text him. He did text me back. Big up to him. And big up to the soul and the spirit of Queen of Four's mother, Miss Robinson. Miss Robinson, big up to her, On that note, family, let me get out of here because I got things to do in the next couple of minutes. People are coming to pick me up. I got to get dressed. But I love talking to y'all, so don't get it twisted. I do love talking to y'all. Don't get it twisted. I do love talking to my peoples. You know, I do love talking to my peoples, but where's that? I gotta send this to somebody. Okay. Everybody that's texting me, I will respond to your text momentarily after I get off this live. Okay. Everybody that's texting me for a consultation, I do have a few more slots in January. After I did Billy's show, it's been cray. It's been cray. After I did Billy's show on Monday, it's been cray. So after I did Billy's show, it's been cray. All right. Do remember you can get my books. Purchase my book via Amazon.com or go through my link tree / King Simon, the Numerovator. Tonight, special program on healing vibes. Tonight, we have Dr. Philip Valentine coming in the building at 8 p.m. Dr. Philip Valentine will be with us 8 p.m. to talk about this big workshop or this webinar that he got coming up. It's going to be 12 hours. It's going to start at 2 o'clock. And he says he has so much stuff, so much information, the positive. He's going to give you the solutions and the problems for this workshop calling the aristocracy of evil, the redux construct of the new old order. And that's telling me I got to get ready to get dressed. If you're in Brooklyn, New York, Professor James Small's first appearance in Brooklyn, New York, for this new year. Get your tickets now. Call Nicholas Brooklyn at 718-858-4400. 718-858-4400. Big up to Kafunya, who was in the chat. And big up to Monique. They're doing their Spiritual Legacies Volume 6. So make sure y'all support them and what they're doing. Please support them at what they're doing over there at Nicholas Brooklyn, my old stomping ground. I'll be there probably around March, April, or May. Of course, if you want to take my basic applied numerovation course, because I want you to apply it for yourself, but you do have to do your plurking, your playing and working. You have to plurk. PayPal or Cash App is right there on the bottom, but please add your email address. As soon as you send that frequency, that I circulate that frequency, then I will send you the link, the private link to this class that's already pre-recorded. Beautiful class. You'll learn a lot, believe me, but it's still up to you to study. Big up to Carrie Ann, my partner in Vibes on Wednesday from out of Toronto, Canada. Big up to her. Hit up her at thecarrieann.com and also her link tree. Of course, I always got to promote Lloyd-Strayhorn.com. That's one of my teachers. 800-581-4400. Go to my Patreon page. I'm putting stuff on my Patreon page this year, exclusive stuff, old stuff that I have in my archives. Only going to Patreon is only $5.55 a month or $10 a month. Hey, that's all. And you get all the information. This one is a disaster preparedness awareness throwback I did in Georgia. I took that down and put it on Patreon. And again, if you want to advertise your product, not music, I can't do because they be flagging our station because you have copyright on your music, unless you don't have copywritten music and all that. But if you do want to advertise a book or a product or whatever, if you advertise for 3 months straight, then I'll do an interview with you in the 3rd month. But definitely if you want to advertise for a month or whatever, hey, it's reasonable price for the whole month. I do a program every week, either on a Sunday or on a Wednesday. Come on out and then join Carrie Ann and myself. They contact us via the email. Remember, advertisement doesn't cost, it pays. And get my books, like I said, Amazon or Linktree. And remember, if you want to book a session with me, text me your full name and date of birth. 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. All right. Remember, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection. And I am thankful for my life. And like Dr. Blair will tell you, please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Thank you again, family, for being a part of the journey. Keep on staying strong. Keep on staying focused. Keep on being your best self. Living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you. Living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with you. Living my best life. Ain't going back and forth with nobody in this life. Remember, 20 plus 24 is 44, but 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 4 equals 8. So we living in this 44-8 year. Let's enjoy it. Let's be disciplined. Let's be focused. Let's keep our mind right. Let's attract what we need to attract and make sure we can keep what we attract, but make sure it's multiple levels of it that you're attracting, especially when it comes to finance and currency. Have multiple streams of income. Have a diversified portfolio, whatever that means to you. That is you. All right. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be safe, be strong, be focused, and be your great self, and be numerovated every day. Take care. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. Hey, this is King Simon, the International Numerovator. Remember, get all my books on Amazon or go to Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator. And remember, don't forget to book my sessions at 347-496-1022. Book now. So remember, our job as studiers of these metaphysical, esoteric knowledge is to help enhance people to be better. I, as a numerovator, using the numbers, or quote-unquote numerals, and motivation to get people to understand why they need to activate their numbers to be their very best self and maximize it. Because the numerals hold a frequency. And if you're willing to turn up that frequency, then that frequency can help to guide you and navigate you to a higher height that will allow you to spiral to be your best self. We must remember that.